the Heavyweight Podcast. This is episode 33, and I am Studder McFly. I'm Studder McFly with these three guys. Go ahead and state your name for the beautiful people out there.
Hambone McJenkins.
What?
This nigga went from a filled hand to a filled dish. This nigga said ham bone.
No matter what name you say, you will never live down Juicy Draws.
Hey, Juicy Draws is dope until I tell you it's Juicy D.
Okay.
I'm done.
Yep.
It's your boy. It's your boy Molito. I don't know shit. This nigga here.
Wow, that's all right.
You can't say that after you can't put those words like that with the pauses after what he just said.
Man. I am the heavyweight migraine champion. Geek 40.
Oh yeah, big 40 Glock?
No, not right now. Not with this migraine.
All right, that's fair.
So how were your weeks?
Ooh.
Damn, if you have to think about it, it was...
That was a loaded question. That was a loaded question. I'm gonna let Mr. Wendell go first, like always. Mr. Wendell.
Let's start. I went to work with the kids and had fun. That was nice. And then the rest of it was, I'm in a battle at work. I'm just staying clear to myself, but everyone's getting fired. But no one's getting fired. Everyone's threatening to get fired, and it's just like, God damn.
Aren't they?
And the baby's 6. No, we ain't union.
Oh shit.
We ain't union. Every time, never mind. I don't want to go too deep into it. They ain't gonna fire nobody. They ain't fire us over the pandemic. Homeboy's just probably close to being fired, and he trying to scare everybody to do what he want us to do.
Hey man, they finna fire us, man. We got to do this shit, bro. No, you. They finna fire you, nigga.
We gotta come together.
Speaking of fired.
Oh yeah, my bad. That's sensitive.
It's all right, 40 Glock. You be all right. You get back out there.
I mean, technically, I wasn't fired. I was laid off.
Yeah,
but, yeah, that's how the week started. So it's been
that's what
kind of vacation time for now until I figure out what that was.
Shit this episode.
What?
We sugarcoating shit.
What? That I got laid off?
You know what laid off mean, nigga.
Hey,
it's white. It's white fire.
The paperwork says laid off. Every other time I've gotten fired, there is no paperwork. So
that's true. You could go collect unemployment with that.
Man, they were like essentially, without actually saying it word for word, they was like, here are the EDD papers. Like they was like
look,
I think they felt bad for letting me go because
they don't fire me.
There's certain managers that wanted me there, and then there's certain managers that.
You mean that lady you made cry?
No, she me and her are kind of cool now.
Okay,
but it was one of those things where there was.
Oh, you played the asshole, so she wants you. I see what you did. Okay, I see the moves. I see you.
So
okay,
that's how the beginning of my week has started. But
what did I do this week?
Early work.
My week was a.
Oh damn!
What? I did what?
Sip my tea.
Yeah, I took a sip too.
I said barely work.
Oh yeah, that's true. You ain't wrong there. Tuesday, my daughter had her soccer banquet. That was hilarious because she thought she wasn't gonna get a trophy, and I was like, "Baby, everybody in here getting a trophy. Calm down." So she threw a fit for that.
Participation trophies count too.
And for some reason, they ordered like 1,000 little Caesars hot and ready for these kids, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we have a lot of pizza. Hey guys, take pizza with you." And I was like, I looked at my wife. We're not taking that shit.
No,
we're not taking that at all. Other than that, yeah, like Stutter said, I barely worked. Didn't work today. Didn't work half a day on Tuesday. Got the fuck out of Dodge as quick as possible every other day. So, yeah, that's it. Other than that, been playing Horizon, enjoying myself. Cut the difficulty down because fuck them. Because I said, damn,
Sifu.
this is
I'm
stressing
waiting,
me the fuck
Sifu.
out. Other than that, I just it's cool.
Oh, you haven't hopped on that Elden Ring train?
I'm not doing that. Look here, man. With games being $70 a piece, bro, I got one per quarter. I got a family. I can't. All these days of buying 3-4 games at one time. Nah, that shit's over.
Nah, the people I see crying over Elden Ring like makes Sifu look.
It's
like
that
an easy
hard.
game.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Don't sign me up for nothing.
I don't get it. It's like they said, "Fuck you, consumer."
Oh, you thought you was gonna relax? Guess again, nigga.
What's that? You got blood pressure meds now? Oh, the game only? Wow.
Hey, man, it was one point. It was one point with Horizon, bro. I just left the room. I didn't even cut the game off. I just walked out. I said, I don't want. I'm about to break some shit. I said, and then I said, you know what? I'm gonna just put it on easy. Fuck it. I ain't got nothing to prove. Yeah. And ever since then, I've just been enjoying myself. It's a great game on easy. It's great.
Yeah. Just learn those things and then move it up. Bump it up.
Yeah.
Bump it up.
No, I'm not bumping it up. It's gonna stay right there on easy.
Shit, only streamers and YouTubers be playing on the hardest difficulty because they farming content.
I'm good. How was your week, Stuff?
Nah. Just thought that's a good angle. Just play everything on easy as a streamer. There's no shame in my game. There's my pun for the week. Anyway,
but then when you play 2K, the goddamn score is 300 to 12.
Right.
They don't need to know the details, okay? But all
they
week
gonna
was
know by 300 to 12.
I had a long week at work.
Long week?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You did work more than me. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, it was a long week, and then I hit my fuck it quota for the week, and I checked out. And then I just went to the dentist today, and no news is good news.
To that.
Yeah, but that's about it.
That.
So your teeth is clean?
They clean and polished.
Oh, my daughter lost her first tooth this week. Forgot.
Hey, there you go.
She's so excited.
More to come.
She called me at work and she was like, "Dad, I got money." I said, "Whoa, how much you get?" She's like, "I got $1." I said, "Make sure your mama go buy you something."
Yeah.
She was proud of that $1. She said, I'm finna buy the stove. Ain't nothing I can't
That's what's up.
So I think she's trying to pull her second one because she got another one that's loose. I think she's trying to get rid of that one so she can get more money. Now
some money.
More
get
money.
That moolah. I feel it.
Told my wife to pay her in peso. She won't know the difference.
I was watching some Teen Titan cartoon. They were all pulling their teeth out so they can get more money from the Tooth Fairy. I hope kids don't ever catch that trend. Yeah, get that idea. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just knock them all out, Dad. Just give me everything up top.
Stacks.
I'm sure it's happened now. Since it's on TV. It's on TV. Somebody's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I saw Robin doing it. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, let's get to it, man.
Yeah.
All right. So since we're talking about work and things of that nature, in our jobs or of employment, there are many factors that are risk at work. From us being feeder drivers to dealing with the traffic and Southern California drivers to you, Kevin, dealing with can I say what you do?
Yeah, they don't know where I'm at.
Doing the fixing of rides and roller coasters, and Keith with a warehouse. I'm just trying to get the clarification. I don't know exactly what he did at the warehouse.
Well, just being in a warehouse is dangerous as shit.
Yes, it is. Conveyor belts are the most shit.
Yep.
40 he was shipping, receiving, processing. He put shit back. He did the paperwork. He fixed the fax machine.
Essentially.
Changed the
Yeah. I was like, I know certain warehouses have different.
We were definitely not we didn't have much automation, so a lot of it was by hand.
Oh, manual shit. I
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't miss those days. Don't miss those days. So
Wear your
these risks
PPE.
at work. What are many risk and factors at work that I don't think that people don't realize that you deal with?
I think you have a great story for this one, McFly. Happened
What are we
yesterday.
referring to?
It happened
Oh,
yesterday.
oh, which part?
The
Oh
shit kind
shit.
of
Let's
funny.
start. Let's start from the top. Yesterday I was my first delivery trailer in the beginning of the morning. My tractor shut off in mid traffic on the turn,
Yep,
and
that sounds.
I had to grab the steering wheel and turn it with all the force I had, just so I wouldn't hit the middle divider, the center divider, meridian divider. So I had to do that, slam on the brakes, and I'm cutting off traffic. And if I didn't react in the time I did, wouldn't it would have turned into an accident. And
That's
so,
not a
and
small
that could have
accident.
happened in that could have happened in any you know different capacity. I could have been on the freeway and it shut off, and I ran into somebody like it. And they just said this is a common problem with the tractor I had.
That's
Huh?
what
I
killed me
hate
about
that.
it. That,
I hate that.
that's what killed me with our mechanics. They're like, yeah, it happens all the time. Then why are we in these?
Yeah,
Right.
like
I hate that.
That's normal. It
Hey,
happens all the
to
time.
be to be fair, it's not them all the time. Most of the time, it's not. They're like, "Hey, this is messed up," and then
Yeah.
people's powers that be, "Hey, get it out there." You're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna sign this off. I'll sign it off." Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are you doing?
That's like also they were McFly can attest to this. They were trying to get someone to drive a vehicle with a cracked windshield.
yeah, that
Like
was
this
and
place,
it's
they really just want the work done. They don't care
Yeah,
how
Wow.
many
and that's a
tickets you
that's
get.
a ticket on the driver if he
Yeah.
drives that
corporate
that
machine.
tractor. So and so
I said,
it
wow.
was a big ass crack. They wanted me to drive. I wasn't driving.
Yeah,
I
that's
seen a dude
crazy.
get sent 100 miles away with a dent in his fuel tank. I said, wow, you took that? So you bold.
Hell no.
I wouldn't start that motherfucker
Right.
up. You bold, man. But
And I think what we talk about a lot too is the there's those above and beyond workers that make work worse because they'll do the dangerous shit or the shit that no one needs to be doing to help the company or whatever the fuck, and they use that as leverage to say, "See, we got somebody that'll do it. Why can't you do it? We got someone that'll do it," and it kind of hurts in the art in the I guess eventual negotiation of your work moving forward because now they know someone's willing to bend a corner or two or break the rules because they're gonna go above and beyond. It kind of hurts everyone in the whole because they're not thinking
Yeah,
that way. They're thinking, I'll do the job. Fuck it.
yeah, and then the culture is not to go to HR for a lot of people too. So it's like, tell me that, I'm like, hey, well, I'll just go to HR.
like I
It's
am
cool.
HR.
We cutting corners.
When they come to work, I am HR. I'm gonna tell you I ain't doing this shit. We ain't got
Yeah,
to. We ain't got to
I'm
discuss it.
just I'm just saying when they try to play those power games with you, you're like,
Oh
all right, we can get OSHA involved if you want. That seems like a bad
man, let me tell
idea.
you, man.
They
The place we
Anytime
worked,
OSHA's mentioned, shit.
the place we worked. Let me tell you,
don't care.
there's been a couple times where OSHA just popped up on them, and boy, you talking about night and day. Supervisor be, how you doing? You need something? You good? Hey, make sure you got your vest on. Do this. Hey, you better
Yeah,
watch it. I
Work
was like,
safe at
oh,
a safe pace.
yeah,
like, oh, you can't. Oh, you ain't got time for that one. I got you today. I can cover it today. Oh, now,
nah,
All of a
oh,
that's
sudden.
when you
oh.
that's when you had to hit them. Hey, you want me to take that truck with the crack window?
are you sure? Because you wanted me to take it yesterday. Are you sure?
I said, all of a sudden, we team safety.
Yep.
Yeah,
Phil Johnson wanted me to take that tractor
Yeah,
yesterday, and he
you know,
doesn't want
Right.
me to take it today.
Whole names.
yeah,
damn, he put
man.
the
That
name
supervisor
out.
who's been here
Hey,
15 years, that one. Yeah, him.
hey. The cold part about where we work, and Southern can attest to this, is that I feel like management always has a patsy in management. Like when shit goes awry, we're
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
blaming you. Just know
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
blaming you, and
no
then
Vaseline.
I'm gonna keep my job, and you're gonna be looking for one.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, hey,
I've seen that the
you know,
entire career I've been at UPS. There's always the
I,
person at the bottom of the totem pole that, hey, if shit goes
the
south,
patsy.
you're the one we're blaming. It might have been
Chris
all my
Carter.
fault, but you're getting the
Hey man,
blame.
hey man, what happened to so and so?
Gotta
Yeah,
have.
they don't work here no more, man.
gotta have a fall guy.
Always.
Everybody need a fall
Did I
guy.
explain that story when I first got hired on with
Oh,
the
was
company I
you the
was
fall
with?
guy?
No. I got hired on. A couple of days. One of the managers decided they wanted to use me to. They wanted to train me in the equipment and stuff like that. And I was hyped. I was like, okay, cool. Little pay raise after 3 days. 2 days go by. I show up to work. That manager's gone. Because essentially some shit was going on before I got hired on. They needed someone to take the fall for it. And he ended up being that guy. And I was like, yeah. What?
Self-preservation.
Like, yeah. I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, okay, well, I see. I already see how some of these managers work. So
Yeah.
there's always that one or two.
I feel like we have an added responsibility now, Mo.
What's that?
Because they watching this podcast now.
Damn.
They talk about it enough. But I'm talking about
fuck.
in a good way. Like I'm pretty sure there's like, what could they what bad shit could they say about it? And they can't do anything about it. But I'm saying I think we have that responsibility now, which I'm enjoying.
All I can say is at our workplace in particular, you have to be very, very calculated at the risk you take, because any minor mishap could lead to death. This is not like this is not
it's an
like
80-ton vehicle you're driving. It's a rocket.
And it's not even that. And it's not. Sometimes it's not even just the work. Sometimes it's just exhaustion. Like when you just reach that point, you gotta know when to say no. You gotta know when to phone it in. Like, or just say I can't do this today.
Yeah.
And
let that pride go.
I just think it's like, we take a risk every day just by getting in the motherfucking tractor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you don't know what could happen.
And the way people in California drive, it's a high risk. I feel like I need to race every day. If you got $1 for every time was cut off, this podcast would be in a studio in Hollywood right now.
And you say that, and to add to it, in addition, I've seen workers that we know that didn't know when to say it, enough's enough, or it's time to call it quits. They end up now with life altering injuries or setbacks because management pushed them to the edge and said, come on, we need you to do this, you need you to do this, when you should have went home and just rested. And they're pushing you to a degree to now you're living with a injury or disability that you have to live with the rest of your life. And that person gets to go, whatever, and live their life and do their job. And now you're living with a choice they decided to try to make for you because they wanted to push their whole management hand at you. And you have to know when to say, you know what, fuck off, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Some people don't understand driving tired is something different. Yeah. Like hell, I believe it kills more than drunk driving.
Yeah, they said it's worse than driving drunk.
Yeah. When obviously I wasn't a truck driver, but I drove for rideshare, whatever. I said, well, just driving period. Like if it's for work, some type of work, there should be some type of extra hazard pay.
Especially in California.
Yeah, Southern California specifically, this shit. And people never grasp that we can't stop on dimes. And
let me just say this, because I'm triggered.
That's crazy to me.
I'm going to say this real quick. To all you motherfuckers get on the freeway at 35 miles per hour, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
And to the people that cut us off at the last possible minute thinking that we can just slow down.
I hope you never enjoy an orgasm in your life.
God.
What that guy said.
Hey, can I say something to some of y'all boys?
Did you cut some of them off?
No, one of these fools cut me off today.
Oh, nigga, you should have let me. You saw blinker.
No, he was in the truck lane. Then he turned his hazards on, and I was like, okay, I thought it was his blinker. And then I looked, and I was like, no, those are his hazards. And then he cuts in front of me. I was like, no, nigga, there's a blinker. Come on. I would have totally let you in.
To be fair, he might have been in one of those tractors that he had his blinker on, and the hazard still kept going, and it didn't trigger the blinker.
Hey,
I will say some of y'all are bullies.
I watched his hazards not be on, and then his
You know
hazards
what?
come on.
You know what? We're bullies because the drivers have made us that way.
Oh no, I give
Like
all the.
like
I'm like, you
like when
should
there's
work.
lanes that's exiting and everyone has to move over, and then no one wants to let you over. It's like, okay, well look here, man. Well, I say it all the time. It's gonna be me or
That
you,
happens all the
but
time.
but I'm gonna walk away from the motherfucker. You gonna be under the tire. I'm walking
Yeah.
away,
I said
but
that
I gotta get
exact
over
phrase
too.
yesterday.
But I gotta get over. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, the lane is ending. It's not that I waited to the last minute. My blinker been on for the last 5 miles.
I fucks with
Now,
a lot of people in San Bernardino, but fuck San Bernardino drivers. Because them motherfuckers have been the worst ones that since I've been a feeder. They have cut me off,
I'll
did
say
some
Chino.
dangerous shit. It's been
Chino.
San Bernardino for me. They have cut me off, and I'm like, dude, I cannot stop.
I
Where
know
you think I
I know
can?
there's drivers on the pod, but I will admit I do battle some drivers occasionally because I'm like I don't you're not going to bully me on the road, and if I know you have room to do what you need to do, yet you want to try to, and I can always tell when they're about to do it, and I know they can see me. They will start trying to slowly merge over, and usually don't have their blinker on to try to push me out of the lane because they want to get into a faster lane. And I'm like, yo, come on now. You can at least let me by before you.
I will say this to the motherfucking truck drivers who wait to the last minute to get over. Fuck you, because I don't even let them niggas
Those are
in.
usually the ones. Those are usually the ones.
I'll be like, nah, Pim, go ahead and get off. I see.
I've had them.
Yeah, I'll stay right there and be like, yo, it's either you run me over or you stay there until I pass by. Because
I will say that.
I've seen it all. It's all.
So
Be
back
better people.
What, Mr.
back
Wendell?
to the
What about the
yeah.
risk in your place of employment?
Shit. It's. I mean, it's inherently dangerous because you're working at heights and stuff like that, and with some things that are high speed and heavy weight. I don't think people realize how heavy those coasters are.
I see what you did there.
And yeah, that was good. That's good. And yeah, a lot of things have happened since I've been there, and it reminds you. It reminds you. Spinning machinery. I've seen thumbs go away. I've seen fingers taken away. It's it's no joke. Like I legit almost died one day, but I got lucky. So like a
Don't say that
ride
shit.
almost stabbed me.
A
Like
ride?
legit. Yes. Like one of the cables or the straps holding it broke. And then that whole thing just collapsed. And then when it stopped, it was like right about there. So if I was 2 feet further, it was gonna take me out. Like there was no
Damn.
winning. Like, there was no winning. And it's one of those things where you're like, damn, this
Why do
is
you
real.
still work there?
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. And like the crappy part is, well, it's not crappy. It makes you do your job better. Is that you're putting people on it like that? You always got to think of your kids. Like when I put my kids on here, that's what makes
No,
me.
I wouldn't.
That's what makes me do my job better. Stuff like that. You got to think about shit like that because it's
Now is
it's
the
crazy.
risk worth the reward? Because I'm not gonna say how much we get paid, study, but it's enough to provide a comfortable lifestyle.
I'll say that shit now.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I don't want to say the risk. It's not as bad as if you're vigilant. Like things happen. That's just the nature of any work. But it's when you get complacent sometimes things go awry. Like whenever you guys probably don't see the accidents in other parks.
Mhm.
Like being
I
within
don't
Uh,
that
I don't
field,
I don't I don't look for them.
I don't look for them either, but they come to me. Like just being in the field. Like I'm sure you guys know about accidents and stuff that happen or things that happen within your field that we like. Why would I even know about that? But it's like it happens, and like the things that happen, a lot of that is you can see it like right away. Where you're like, oh, how'd that happen? Like, okay, that's this,
for the
this, and this.
for the drivers out there, if you're near the Cajon Pass or anywhere in those freeways on a windy day, I would say do your damnedest to stay away from truck drivers.
Yeah,
That's just my rule of thumb.
I
Some
try
people might
to.
not know. You ever seen a
It
motherfucking tractor tip over just because of a gust of wind?
The one, yeah.
should
Hmm.
on the 60 or the 10.
Actually, yes, in front of
Yeah,
me,
The
like
craziest
right
part
in
about
front
the
of me.
60, the craziest part about the 60 is when the wall ends, and it's just and that's like the first time the wall ends,
Yep.
that shit. Look here, let me tell you, as someone who's driven that, like I'm doing like 55 down the freeway, and I passed that wall, and when that wind hit the tractor, I wouldn't, I was in the next lane, and there's nothing I could do about it. It hit me that hard, and I had to counter steer back into the lane.
Can I ask you guys, is it more just the money, or is there a reward to it other than that?
me,
I mean, doing the job.
Yeah.
peace of mind.
I will flat out say the reason why I do the job is because it was the best option out of all the work that UPS offers, and the fact that we're not supposed to even be in this job yet because of our age, but we're there now is the satisfaction I take from it. Because
Wait,
we literally have
there's an age
retirement
limit?
jobs.
No, it's not
Well,
an
it
age
used to
limit.
be.
It
It
just
took you a long time to get to this job. You had to be in driving for a long time to get here. But now with the growth in logistics, now there's 22-year-olds doing this shit, and it's like
Yeah.
that's the satisfaction that you got here so fast. It's something you're not supposed to have. And as much as this company tries to take shit from us, we got something that's not heard of right now. Like
yeah.
in a way, we're making history, and the way I see it, like we're doing, it's unheard of because now we're changing the precedent for what they expect from feeder
Yeah.
drivers. Now it's not the old guy that just do work crazy amount of hours for you because he ain't got shit to do at home. Now we got families. Now we
I
have
think that's
lives outside of the work. Now they can't handle
yeah.
that shit. They don't know how to deal with that.
I honestly think that's happened across the workforce, and that's part of the struggle. I think that we're running, like how I was talking about old dude going crazy. I think that's part of the power struggle because he's from that old way of thinking, and like a lot of the supervisors, that old way of thinking, like, all right, you do this, you work, you live to work, and I'm like, no, I work to live. I'm sorry, like
Yep.
I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
What do we say? 8 in the gate. Okay, you're gonna have to schedule me for 10, but if I got to pick up my kid, I got to pick up my kid. We can have
8 in the
fun.
gate. We say eight. We
And
say
that
8 and skate.
and the thing is that was unheard of in feeder, and now it's a thing where like even me and Mo saw this when we first came in, like Ontario, they were trying to push hard for us to pretty much do what the old way did. And now you
Man,
see now there's a gradual flip to where they're like, all right, we just gotta accept it. It's a different time. Like no
yeah,
one's just going with
yeah,
that flow anymore. Like
yeah.
that's why
And
they're terrified of FMLA. Like they are going a whole different
like
way because it's a
when,
different way of dealing with us.
when we first got in, man, if you got out before 12 hours, that was a miracle.
Yeah. Now
Usually,
they just kind of
you clocked in
you got
expecting
FMLA. All
14.
right.
Yeah.
Now I'll be like at 9.5 hours, I'll be like,
I'm not
go
gonna I'm not gonna say too much to incriminate myself because then I might go
ahead.
to work and then have a different schedule. But things are working out lately.
But yeah, I think it's especially with like when we talk about the risk factors. I think it's important that we have to change what they think. It's important to have like that unified front as far as amongst the work in the work you're doing. Like if people understand that they can't just dictate, like you said, instead of living to work, you're working to live. Is like you have to have they have to have a common understanding that look, I do this to
Yeah,
support my family. I'm going to still spend time with my family. It's not you get all my time.
yeah.
So,
I'll be good while I'm on the clock, but hey, when
yeah,
it's
once I'm
done,
out, I'm
dog.
out. Yeah,
Can't even promise that.
I
yeah,
mean,
that's true.
I'll do the job. Let's just put it that way. I'll do the
I
job.
can't even promise that.
they they tried to have me put a trailer up yesterday that was leaning on the door, and there was another driver behind me, and I tried to open that door, and I saw them boxes leaning on that door. I said, "Not today." I said, "Nope, I ain't the one." I parked that motherfucker with the doors closed. The dude was laughing at me. I'm dead serious. I'm going the fuck home. Like, I'm not the one. You gonna have to have somebody else do this shit. Like, but that 2 years ago, that wouldn't have been me. But I hit a point where you have to understand. you're not taking advantage of me anymore. Like this the job is to provide, not to fucking just do everything you guys want me to do. So
Yeah,
I think
this
that's
ain't.
that's
I
the
don't
beautiful
know what
growth of
they
this.
think. They
Yeah,
think
and
like
it's
we
funny.
have to do what they say. I'm like, hey, I don't. I
And,
don't.
and when you see management with that mentality, you better get with the times. Like it's gonna
My
be
I think
short
it's
favorite
lived
funny.
for
is
you.
I think
because
it's
I said
funny.
so.
I think it's funny now because Stutters picked on this. Now a lot of times when they approach me, they go, "Is this okay? Are you cool with that?"
Yeah, I
It's a whole
haven't gotten
different
to
area.
that degree yet.
It's not you're doing this. It's like you cool with that? I'm like, yeah, I guess so. I can do that.
Yeah, I can attest that Mo has a reputation in that office, and they don't cross him.
There's
I
one.
just know I hit that. I must be hitting that point soon because I asked our manager yesterday if I cuss a customer out, you got my back. He said I got you. He's like, just take it easy, Andy. But I got you. I said, all right. I cussed somebody out today.
Hey,
So no,
no. There's been
so,
times. Stutter will attest to this. I've walked in on Monday and said, I'll see you next Monday. I'm gonna give y'all some days to regroup and figure this out,
yeah,
and we'll try again next week.
yeah. I remember many a time where I was like, he's like, I'm done for the week. I said, nigga, it's Tuesday. Yeah, I said what I said. I'm done for the week. I'm like, well, fuck, like, yeah, it's happened.
I wish.
But
Hey, you'll get there. It's beautiful.
the risk of the job.
Oh no, I mean I'd be there. It's just I don't have that union safety net.
Oh,
Fuck is that, man?
You don't have to have a union safety net to.
Mm.
Like, hey man, look.
Oh, somebody's riding mopeds outside. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I live in the suburbs with a lot of white people that love using these. There's like a moped
Hey,
right outside the and a
you want to
motor and
know?
a dirt bike.
You want to know a
Yeah.
fast way to get a raise in a non-union place?
no, you
Tell
know,
them you're bringing a union in.
or you might get fired if you work
Yeah,
too
they
hard.
Right.
might fire your
No,
ass like.
listen. I'll just say we got to raise it.
Yeah, you might
It
get fired if
wasn't
you
me,
work too
but
hard.
it wasn't me. But I was just like, hey, I'll
Um,
take it. I'll take the
so
money.
dealing with the risk at work, we're going to transition to the risk outside of work with stuff like FMLA and growing families. With women also experiencing postpartum depression after giving birth, there are in times that people don't realize this that there are dads who also experience the postpartum depression along with the mothers. So we're gonna touch on this, gentlemen. Have you had
Let me
dad
just do this.
postpartum?
Let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna run down the list of symptoms of
Oh yeah, you might not even know
po-
you had it.
postpartum because I didn't know I had this shit till I read this list. Uh, the symptoms are withdrawing socially, trying to focus more on work or other distractions, consistently have low energy or fatigue, feeling unmotivated, changes in sleep, weight, and appetite, alcohol and substance abuse, headaches and stomach aches, feeling easily stressed or frustrated, violent or aggressive behavior, impulsive and risky behavior, anger and irritability. Nigga, I'm that whole list now.
I was gonna say
Question:
I'm that now.
I'm the
Does
whole list now.
does
That's
vi-
what I was.
does vigorous masturbating count for three of
Yes.
those?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm
if I'm
Yes.
angered and I'm
Yes.
beating it, and I'm also doing
Yes.
this to substance abuse because I'm
Yes.
beating it.
Yes. That's your
hey,
sex is an addiction. Yes.
Okay, I'm just
I'm the
making
whole
sure.
list.
I'm on there too.
let me
I can go down this whole list. I have done all of these things. All of them.
let me say this. I think there's gonna be a bunch of niggas that's cheating out there that are gonna use this list now.
I see that too. I can definitely say, oh man, there's people that
Risky
have.
behavior, baby. Like
There's To be fair, there's people that have all these fucking symptoms and never had kids a day in their life, and they have
Yeah,
all the
it's true.
symptoms you just described. So,
It's true.
Me?
oh man,
Yeah.
shit, I have this. I have this the whole life. I guess
Yeah.
I just
hey,
got dad postpartum.
I
I'm
just
about
think
to
this
tell
shit
you
is
something right now.
when I
I'm gonna
saw
have
this
two
list.
weeks off work coming up.
I'm just saying when I saw this list, I said, man, like, cause like, I mean, if I went symptom by symptom, I could pinpoint exactly how this affected me and what I did. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Because at
And
one point I was
interestingly enough,
study was I was heavily focused on work, but I was getting drunk every day after work. Like
Yeah. I told him he had a problem. We're gonna have to have intervention at some point.
or
was
he
going to do
had
like a
postpartum.
bottle of Jack a night.
Oh my lord.
It got to a point, Kevin. It
Okay.
got to a point. We we would be playing Call of Duty, and he go, "I won't lie to you, man. I'm a little drunk." I'm like, "What? Are you confessing, nigga? Like,
Jeez.
what?" Like,
Hey,
I like my little taste, but a butt?
nigga,
Hey, we shouldn't
I
laugh.
was
That's you was going through it. You was going
I
through it. My
was
bad.
man. Look, out shit, and I've always been violent and aggressive. So, I mean, shit. Yeah,
But
and
the
I'm
wild
always
part is
tired.
that a lot of men don't know about this. Like most people don't know about this. Like it's
and
because I think we
to
started by talking about it. And
yeah,
like I brushed by and you're like, man, that ain't real. And then you looked up the list, you're like, I think I had this.
Yeah,
and
I,
Keith
'cause
said
I
it
yeah, I
Maybe
didn't
best.
think it
something.
was
That's a,
real.
and Keith said it best. That's a problem that's also happening that we're told we're not supposed to
Yeah.
have those feelings. Or I thought that was
Yeah.
a key point to that conversation we had. Was like, yeah, that's a problem that should be addressed too. Like, why can't the dad have? Why
Yeah.
can't
I
men
would.
like?
You bring it up, and they be like, "Well, it's supposed to be about her," and it's like, "Well, there's two of
Mm,
us, though."
yeah,
Yeah.
And
look,
yeah,
man.
it's true. It's a thing. Like,
What I've noticed about marriage and fatherhood is they don't give a fuck about dad. Don't nobody give a fuck about
especially in the
dad.
hospital,
Don't
from the
nobody
get go,
give.
they let you know, nigga,
They don't give a
sit in this
fuck,
uncomfortable ass chair and
Sleep
man.
figure it
in
out.
that chair. Sleep in that chair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sleep
Oh
and
yeah.
figure the fuck
Here's
out.
this prison blanket and a piece
right.
of dry chicken.
I didn't
Hope
get
you're
none of
not
that shit.
hungry.
I didn't get
I don't
none
know,
of
but
that shit.
I can't speak for you guys, but I know it was a point where it's like I felt most of the shit in the list, and it's like I couldn't express this to her because I
Yeah.
already see what she's going through. So I'm like, damn, like so
That's
I got
tough.
this shit, I got my own shit on my chest. Now I'm trying to
And
take the
you're
shit off your chest and put it on my back, and I'm just like, man,
yeah, it
where the
gets
jack at?
overwhelming. Yeah, I
Just
get
give
it.
me
It
the
gets
jack.
overwhelming.
With a
Hey
It
man,
clam.
gets overwhelming.
Pac said the Hennessy don't help.
Hey, that's why I had
Have
the
you
jack.
do you guys have anything any stories in particular you want to share about, like where you identify with it, like as examples, or is that too personal?
I
For
mean,
postpartum?
Yeah,
I can say for I mean shit, I go through the waves. I go through periods where I'm working damn near 70 hours a week.
but I'm saying, do you have
And
like
it
an
just trying
example specifically, like
like
one that pops up in your mind where you're like, this one time I did this because this was going on in my mind, or
as far
I
as
don't
what?
have anything from
Oh, I
pregnancy. I think I was pretty good through that.
through her pregnancy?
Yeah. Well, through the after the baby, like when she was having her postpartum and stuff, I was actually in a good space, which was good because you
I
don't
can
want us both.
I can say when she first came home and my mother was there, then her mother was there, and I just kind of I did double down on the work because it's like, well, you don't really need me right now. You have you have everybody here. And when I look back, well, actually, what I kind of did, I kind of like I kind of withdrew socially because now when I got home, it was everything's about the baby, so I'm not really talking to nobody. I'm not really socializing outside of my mother-in-law or my mom, my wife, and holding my daughter. So I've done that, and then I was irritable because me seeing her postpartum, you know, and then having a mindset of I don't understand how you feel this way. Like this is like, I mean, look at our child. She's everything. Like how can you, like how can you not feel this way I feel? But then I grasp the fact that it's not for me to understand. It just I'm just here to support. But so I mean that that led like seeing like watching her go through the shit, the postpartum, like that shit was heavy. Like I've told the study before. Like there was days where I was like, man, I don't even know if I should go to work today. Like I don't know if I should leave her here with the baby. Like, yeah, am I? And then like the whole time I'm at work, I'm calling like every hour on the hour. You good? You good? But then at the same time, I was like, man, I don't want to call when the baby sleeping. I wake the baby up, and then it's like World War III when I get home. But like my wife would attest, like I would get home at like 6:30, 7, and she would give me enough time to shower, and then she would hand me my daughter, and then she would disappear. She's like, "Here, take your daughter until you go to sleep. Like I won't. I'm done." Like boom. Like she had that shit heavy, and it really it kind of it like affected me. It affected her, and also it kind of like affected the marriage because it was like we were kind of like silently beefing. Like she wasn't understanding me, I wasn't understanding her, so it was kind of like a disconnect. At the same time, we're like, man, I'm just trying to make sure we do the right thing by my daughter, But
Mm.
we worked that shit out and got through it. But that shit is real. That shit is rough, man.
You know what's kind of wild when you think about it, when you listen to a lot of those symptoms too, is this almost goes into a male way of thinking too, because it's like you're working extra hours. So it's your first kid, you're thinking, now I got to provide for another person. I can't let this go south. I can't let this go this way. So you just start stressing yourself out, and most people use alcohol and substances too. And like it's it's wild that it's still within that realm. You know what I mean?
The crazy thing is, I feel like it took me. It didn't take me long to figure this out. I well because I didn't have a choice, but maybe when she was about 4 or 5 months, I got hurt at work. So then I was home. Um, and I spent a good 7 months, 7, 8 months with her, right? And that's when it dawned on me. It's like, man, you know what? The money is cool, but what she enjoys is seeing my face.
Yeah.
Like the interaction is priceless. You know what I mean? Like being able to take her somewhere and buy her stuff, that's cool. Like she loves that too. But if I were just to stay home and just whatever she wanted to do, we did it in the house, like play, dress up, tea time, whatever, doctor, whatever. Bro, she'd have a ball. And that costs what? Nothing. It doesn't
Hmm.
cost anything. It just costs us my time, which I have. I have to give. Like if so I think
Well,
that I think I was happy I learned that.
that's the most valuable asset in life is time. No matter how you look at it, you can't go backwards.
And by the time, yeah,
Yeah.
I do think people
That
stress
was,
out on money a month, man. I mean, just man, spend time with your kids, man. That's all they want.
yeah.
They don't want no damn gifts. They want to see you. They want the memories. That toy gonna break. The memory gonna last.
Yep.
so what,
I mean,
what,
I like toys.
Nigga,
so do you,
I got I got some hand me downs coming.
let me text your mom. Tell her to buy you a toy, nigga. You
Hey, I
okay,
was the only child for 8 years, so
damn,
You had all the toys.
Keith said he want a Hot Wheel.
yep.
so even with that being said, even transitioning to the next topic with kids and spending time, is it important to you think it's a teachable thing like Keith? I mean, Kevin, I know you said you didn't feel that building resilience was a teachable thing. It was either something they kind of instinctively had over time. Maurice, do you feel that building resilience it can be taught to your kids?
I think it can be taught, most definitely.
So,
And you teach it by not helping them all the time. You let them. Sometimes you let them figure it out. You can't get this toy to work. You can't put this shoe on. You can't get this shirt on. Figure it out. We're gonna wait for you. Figure it out. You got to get out of the mindset of, oh, I can always run to mom or dad for help. Because if you face these battles with, I'm gonna go run and get help. When you get older and now the battles are tougher, you're gonna always go look for help instead of say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna weather this and I'm gonna figure this out. You got it.
I guess in a sense, is that teaching though, or is that them learning
Yes.
themselves?
There- well, that's how you teach.
You
You
think
get
that's
to
how they
learn.
teach?
That is how
You
you
gotta show
teach.
'em. You show by
You
teaching.
teach. Well, I mean, you show. I mean, you can show them the same thing, like whatever the issue is, right? Let's say she's having a problem, like here in a couple of years, sir, when you have to teach your lovely daughter how to tie their shoe. You show them. You're gonna show them on your shoes, and if they
Yeah.
don't get it, you're gonna sit there and wait. I'll wait for you to figure it out. I'm not gonna tie your shoe every time you come to me. Now, if we're in a rush, we gotta leave the house. So be it. But we're gonna practice this. It's like my daughter right now. She doesn't like doing school all the time. Hey, guess what? It's life. A lot of times you gotta do some shit you don't like doing. Daddy don't like going to work, but I like get the money. And I like what we can do.
now I just sparked the. This is why I think. Okay, see
Go ahead.
what you're saying is teaching is possible, but what I feel like Kevin. The way I can see where Kevin's point is there's people that you can do that same act that'll never get it. Like the fact
Gotta
that you
hold their
say
hands
you have to
over.
understand or accept, even though I don't want to go to work, I gotta go. There's some people that just never get that instinct to understand that they got to get to work. They got to go to
I'm
work.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My wife cooking something. That shit smell fire.
I
But I'm
saw you
saying
poke your
I get
nose up.
both sides because that you're
Yeah.
to what you're saying is you eventually you let them figure it out, and as they're figuring it out from what you taught them, they're figuring out. There's some people that just can't get it.
But see that. But
Yeah.
I don't think they can't get it. I think that's laziness
What if I told you this?
because they've been coddled.
So you say teaching them to tie their shoes, and you say, "I'm gonna let you do it." What if they get to a point and they're like, "You don't tie your shoes," and they just tuck them? That's resilience. They figured out how to rock them, right?
No, that's finding the loophole in the system, and they will
Hey,
be
Hey,
perfect. They will be
why is that
perfect
not
tax
resilient?
accountants. They'll be perfect tax accountants. But yet and still, this is
Hey,
a life
good job.
skill.
Velcro shoes are a thing.
Like right now. You're oldest, your 2-year-old. Do you still brush her teeth, or does she brush her teeth herself?
No, I'm helping her brush her teeth.
You're helping her, right? You're teaching her, right?
Yeah,
Did she give you pushback on that?
she takes it and brushes it herself.
She does what herself?
Brushes them herself,
It's,
but I
it
didn't make her
starts
do that.
but it
I
starts with
didn't make her
but
do
it
that.
is.
I taught
I get
her
it.
how to brush her teeth.
Right.
I didn't teach her how to
Right.
take it herself.
But my point is it starts with the smaller it starts with the small lessons.
But she did
I
it.
get
I didn't make her do it. You
Yeah.
get what I'm
I get
saying?
both sides. I get both sides.
I like it.
'Cause I've
This is
seen
good.
both. I've
This is
seen it
good.
work out both ways. Like I've seen it
Yeah.
to where a person gets it, and then there's that one kid you like, yeah, he's there. It's not gonna click. Like, and
Hey man, some
you
kids
can
just
see
need to
it.
wear helmets, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, that's
I'm
what I'm
not.
Nah.
saying. Like,
I'm not even going that route.
Look here,
Like,
man.
God
right.
I
damn.
told y'all. This year. I'm saying I'm gonna just say what the fuck I say in my head. Some motherfuckers need helmets. Some people ride short buses for a goddamn reason. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't want to say that.
What about the kids who got taught the resilience throughout life, or like forced into it, and then as soon as they're cut off from the teat, I guess you would say, because it's still the same thing where you're forcing it upon them, they just revert everything.
because it could be very heavy-handed depending on the parent.
Because I've seen that.
I've
Well,
experienced that.
would it be being cut off and you revert?
No, the
In
teacher.
some
Oh, well.
ways, in some ways,
I think that's more so speaks to the fact that as a parent you need to watch and pay attention to how your child learns and how they pick up on things.
some
You
are
have to know
visual, some are audio,
you
some
have
are.
to know your kid. Like I know my child, I can explain shit to her all day. Don't mean a damn thing. But if I show her, she picks up on it. She's a visual learner. If I show her, this baby, you gotta do this and then this. And then it comes to dad, look, watch. Boom boom. She got it. So I
I
have to
guess we're.
show her I can't tell her how to be I have to show
So
her how to be
is that in
Is
the
that
same?
teaching resilience, though? I don't know if that's resilience or teaching
You're aiding it.
how to get it
You're
done.
aiding.
How to get it done. That's on them
It's all
to.
part of teaching. It's all part of teaching.
Is that in the same field as
Yes.
letting a kid fall flat on their face to realize they shouldn't do that shit again?
Yes. You gonna take this L, nigga. I believe
That
that.
hurt, didn't it?
Yeah.
You're not gonna do that again, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It hurt, didn't it? Yes, it did. Okay. And now you
And you
know
say
not to do
that
it again, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You gonna take
15
this
more.
L. You gonna take this L. I've done that. I've done it with my daughter a bunch of times. Like yesterday, she's running through the house with socks on. We have hardwood floors. This is not gonna end well. Sure enough, she hit the corner, slid into the wall. Dad, my knee. I said, it hurt, don't it? Your mom told you don't run. You all right?
And my
I'm
daughter
not.
figured that out with the.
I'm not gonna coddle you because you. No, you're gonna learn. You're about to take this
She
L.
didn't. She didn't know how tall she got, and the counters. Poof! I'm like, oh shit!
I bet she won't do that again.
She did it like 3 more times. She forgot.
Oh shit.
She stopped.
oh,
She ain't
She's
doing it
young.
no more.
She's young.
Boom! I was like,
so
ooh.
So continuing on,
Oh man.
uh, I'm told it's a Virgo thing, but I think this is just when you actually give a damn about certain situations in your life when you want progress and things like that. Overthinking. Um, I know I suffer from it. Uh, I know for a fact most suffer from. We talk enough about it that overthinking sometimes can actually be a me in certain situations. For me, like I said, I've had it to where overthinking has actually helped me out of situations because since I overthink everything, I'm able to try to look at every possible scenario or outcome. But it's also can hurt you because sometimes you might miss out on such opportunities because you're overthinking it and not taking advantage of the opportunity. So, what are you guys' thoughts and takes on overthinking? Do you do it? You try to stay away from doing it. Does it has it helped you? Has it hurt you?
You just told on niggas. I do it.
Um, I do it all the time, but I
I think
fight
it's a man
myself
thing.
to not do it. I think
I got
it's
a
people
I
thing.
got a gold medal in that shit.
Well, I can't say man thing. I because I know my wife overthinks too.
I think
I
it's
think it's I think it's uh, a byproduct of giving a fuck.
Yeah,
When you care, you think what's the best way, what's the most efficient way, and you overthink shit. Now I overthink
and
important. I don't overthink like what someone so meant by what they say. I don't give a fuck about that shit. But like when it pertains to my family's finances or health, I overthink shit.
opportunities.
Yeah.
You don't. You know,
yeah, but it's not always. Sometimes it's stupid when you're overthinking. You're like, why am I even overthinking? Like, why am I even thinking about this at all? Like, I've come to that with some things where I'm just like
Like, let me ask you this:
sitting there trying to figure it out, and then I'm like, oh, what am I?
have you ever
That's the
thought
weirdest
out
stuff ever.
a have you ever thought out a perfectly designed plan in your head, and then you get up to go execute, and then you rethink the plan just to double check? Have you
All
ever
the
done a shit
time.
like that? I,
all the time.
I do that shit constantly. I do that shit. Oh, it's gonna
Yeah,
work. If I do this, it'll work. And I'm like, oh well, maybe this may be better. Like all the time.
but I
What
think
I
I've conditioned myself to fight it.
see, what I try to do is I just gotta start. Like if I'm like trying to plan, overthink like something like to do around the house or overthink like a strategy. What I notice is that if some point I hit it, I just say, man, just nigga, just get up and go start.
So
Figure it out.
let me ask
Figure
you
it out as
this:
you go.
what do you mean by overthinking? Then, like, let's put it that way. Because in my
Like
brain, it's not. Because you made it make sense to me. That's how it goes to me. Where it's like, I think overthinking is when it stops you from taking the action. I think
It
doing
can.
the thinking and all of that stuff and going over every possible scenario
I
and then you
think
take action, I don't think that's overthinking. I think that's just
well, see,
being cautious.
I think it's more than that. I think it's everything you just said plus. I think it prohibits you from taking action, and then once you take the action, it now slows down the result because now you're rethinking while you're in the action. So you might
So then
start
that's the
something
overthinking.
and
Okay.
then you change course. Because I've done that many times. I was like, man, it'd be better if I do it this way. And then I start working on something. I'm like, you know what? Actually, this is better. And then so now I step back and now I'm rethinking the plan, but with phase two being the primary objective. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I've done
Yeah,
that before. So I think the whole process of it is overthinking.
I guess it's just not to me if it doesn't stop you from doing it. And if it doesn't, like, if you process a lot of stuff and you're like, this hasn't even happened, this might not happen. But as long as you still go and do the action, I don't know if it's
I,
overthinking. I think that's just being,
I also think my problem is my I've been my what I noticed recently is my brain has been weird. Like I can be thinking about something, I could be trying to I'll be figuring something else out, right? And then something somebody said or something the wife said will like be triggered, and then now I forget what the hell I was thinking about over here. Now I'm focused on this, and then
That
eventually
is
I go,
me
and then I
24
go,
hours
what?
a day.
Then I go, what the hell was I doing? Oh, that's right. Now I'm thinking. Now I'm overthinking this again because now I'm back at square one because I forgot what I was thinking about the first time. Like I do that shit all the time.
And
All the time.
the extreme to that is overthinking stuff that logically makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah.
I'll even give it an example. There's been times where I've sat and thought about how would I explain a piece of space debris falling on my car to my car insurance company.
Oh, you are. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
you was
California.
on one.
yeah.
Jesus.
They believe it.
There's and it's one of those my mind is constantly going of just different ideas, remembering stuff. That's why I sometimes jumble over my words because I'm thinking about what I'm about to say and I go to say it and then another idea pop into my head as I'm saying it and then I start stumbling over my words. So for me that's what I my definition of overthinking is when you have so many thoughts going on at the same time and it gets to the point where it's just hard to focus. It's hard to like you said,
So,
hard to get stuff
It's kind of
started. And once you get stuff started, it's hard to keep that focus on that first thing that you're doing because odds are something else is going to pop in your brain and you're going to start working on that, either replacing that first thing or you're trying to do both or multiple things.
Let me ask you this. Stutter, everybody. Stutter, Kevin. Have you guys ever been talking to your wives and you've having a conversation and then she says something and then it triggers a memory from like a conversation you had either with her or someone else like a week ago, and then the picture's now complete. Like now the picture's complete, but the whole but the whole time while this picture's being completed, you don't hear what the fuck she's saying.
I do that all the time.
yeah.
I did that today
Right?
about 5 times.
That's overthinking.
I
That's
can,
overthinking, and that's where your attention, that's damn near ADHD, because now it's like I was paying attention to you, but you said something to trigger a memory. Now I'm putting this picture together. Now I got to go back from where we left off and to finish the picture in front of me. I do that shit all the time. My wife she was talking to me
Here's an
today.
interesting fact. The actual name for Stutter, the reason why I chose Stutter Boy as a rap name, and the definition of it was to because I overthought and overthinking made me stutter bad in elementary school. So overthinking was something pretty much I took a what people used to make fun of me for and made it a strength. So overthinking is like literally like everything Keith said. I can attest to. I stumble over thoughts all the time because I'm thinking of something else, and as I'm thinking that, I think something like it. Yeah, I can agree 100%.
But it's a good thing though, because most people who overthink don't get played.
or
I
it's
feel like I
sometimes
got
a good
played all
thing
the
because
time.
it's
Right. I
not
was going to say,
You
because
weren't thinking enough.
it can also lead to
no,
panic and
no,
loss
you
of
can
sleep.
overthink
Oh,
it.
you don't
You can
overthink into the
overthink
play?
yourself
Yeah,
into, yeah.
overthink a situation.
Oh,
Like
Yeah,
I
you
guess
can
that's
miss
because
out
possible.
on some. You can miss out on some pussy because you were overthinking the
Oh,
situation instead of just like. Now I'm talking about growing up. Like you'll miss out on a potential. It
Okay.
could have just been a smash and whatever, and you
hmm
overthought the scenario, and then it turns into something else completely. And she's already like, "I moved on, nigga. It's done." And you're like, "Fuck, I fucked up." Like,
Nigga, we know you got the one off the bat. This is for the rest of us.
what are you
it's
talking about?
happened.
I see the expressions
yeah,
you
yeah.
making.
Maurice's
What?
Yeah,
reactions, yeah. Well,
I've
everyone else
Hold on.
can concur that overthinking can hurt you in
health
just
too.
certain situations growing up. So,
Health. I think
because a girl could
overthinking
literally
got
just be down for the whatever, and you be like, "Oh well, do I want it?" And she's like, "Nigga, it was just a question. If you're gonna overthink it that much, I'll find something else." Like,
Man,
but
man.
that's led to lack of sleep and panic attacks for me. So I don't
Oh,
like how
I
those
can
feel.
definitely attest to that too.
So I figured out. I don't know how I curb it, but I think from because my wife overthinks a lot of stuff, and like it made it easier for me to step out and look and be like, "Hey, literally can't do anything about it. Like not at this moment, because a lot of the times things happen in the middle of the night. You're like, well, you're gonna call them right now because you can't. Because that'll be outrageous.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy. That's crazy you said that, because when my wife overthinks, it irritates the fuck out of me. But I'm like, I do the same shit, but it don't bother me. I'm like, nigga,
Hypocrites.
just choose something. God.
But yeah. So with
He's
that
gonna
being said,
curse.
Yeah.
we've hit episode 33.
That's the
Jesus
Uh,
Mason
Christ.
I
33.
think it's
Is
crazy that
that Reggie?
we've hit 33. Huh?
chapter
Reggie?
33, dog.
Reggie.
It's Pippin numbers. Um,
Okay,
Oh,
okay, we do that.
I'm still Freemasons.
Pippin numbers.
Look it up.
But I just I I do appreciate you guys for rocking with us, and again, continue to comment, like, subscribe, share, follow,
All that
etc.
shit.
Um, so again, with that being said, I am Stutter McFly, aka Jesse the Barber's son, with these three guys.
I'm not gonna ask you. I'm gonna just wait. Look at his face. I'm not even
He's
gonna
waiting.
ask you.
He's
I'm just
waiting.
waiting. Just go ahead. He ready.
Sweet Dick Jones.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It's your
sign
boy
out.
Molita, man.
I'm gonna sign out.
It's your boy.
You
I don't know
sound
what the fuck's
young.
this nigga. I don't. It's your boy. I don't.
And this
Just
is Geek 40, I think. I don't even know
shit.
anymore.
Until next time, it has been real. Peace out. Chill.
Peace.
All love.
Like,